marketing can be complex and frustrating at times. You don't know where to begin with your strategy, content creation, and you have no clue how to get past the algorithm and how to go viral. And let's be real, if you ever felt like you're yelling into the void every time you post something, you're not alone. Social media can sometimes feel like a mystery box. One post gets no traction, and the next suddenly takes off with no explanation. That unpredictability is a part of what makes it so challenging and so addictive. But once you understand the mechanics and build a strong foundation, you start to see patterns, and that's where the real magic happens. First off, we need to break down what social media marketing truly is. It can be overwhelming, it can be vibrant, but in a general sense, social media marketing is a form of digital communication that utilizes social media platforms to engage with consumers to promote a service or product. Freelancers, big in-house corporate companies are revolutionizing the way we spread information through a wide variety of forums. For all you Disney fans out there, just imagine Wreck-It Ralph breaks the internet, where Penelope and Ralph enter the social media center and people get sucked into the imaginary YouTube videos. That is practically what social media marketing is. So you're here and clueless. How in the world am I going to get started with this? That's where I come in. I'm Larlin. I'll be your handy dandy online bestie in everything social. I have over 4 years experience. My goal with this podcast is to break everything down in the way it feels doable. And no, I don't mean as your online therapist, although I'm hoping not to make you fall asleep. You don't need a marketing degree to start your brand. You don't need to be an influencer or love being online. What you need is a little bit of clarity, a little consistency, and a whole lot of curiosity. Hopefully, you'll tune back in for more, whether this is your dream field or you're just intrigued by the topic of social media. We'll dive into anything digital on this show. Practically, social media marketing is a very tangible thing where you can learn on the fly only if you don't give up on it. We see you, algorithm. There's definitely the typical educational way through higher education, certifications, and textbooks, like I was introduced in college, but it can be a very technical, practical skill you can really develop from the ground up. There's so many individuals that solely start from freelancing and it's probably making bank if they're a vet and they know what they're doing. Therefore, social media is a very transferable skill across the board. It teaches you how to manage your time, publicly speak in front of an audience, and how to handle your clients or other internal employees. Most importantly, it teaches you how to remain confident in a very competitive field. These skills can amplify your reach whether you're a business or you're just doing it for a major corporate project. However, social media is a very much love-hate relationship with me. It's really funny. At the height of the start of Instagram and all these new social media apps like Snapchat and Pinterest, I remember when I was a sophomore in high school, absolutely hating anything technical with computers, social media, or anything online. It sent me into a full-on panic because I was so saturated in the news. It was like a rabbit hole of doom scrolling, and I was beyond exhausted of seeing misinformation online. So at one point for almost 2 years, I limited my social media significantly. I could not go all the way since the world was so digitalized at that point, but I remember not logging into my Instagram or Facebook for weeks. And now I use it for businesses, clients, and my own personal branding. I don't even want to look at the time log in any of the apps I use on my iPhone. Nonetheless, social media can be handled in doses for sure. Social media isn't all sunshine and viral posts. It can absolutely drain you, and it's okay to feel that way. You can be totally over it one day and still use it as a powerful tool the next. The key is to remember that you can set boundaries. Just stay strategic, consistent, but prioritize yourself first and foremost in any job you take. Before we get to the second half of this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe and like button for more content. Social media marketing can be a massive success for your business. It just takes a ton of strategy and patience. For example, the brands that have the most effective social media strategy personally know how to implement these three things: a video strategy, community building, with whether that is communicating in the comments with consumers on social media platforms or with brand relationships like influencer marketing, and a rock solid email marketing campaign. This isn't sponsored, but Poppy implements these things interchangeably all the time. They have a fantastic video strategy with short form and long form videos, but they also know how to tap into the B2B or business to business marketing with their brand awareness, media relations, and obviously their email marketing campaigns. According to an article in Ad Age, Poppy's revenue increased significantly within the last year with online sales, and demonstrating the effectiveness of their integrative marketing approach. Additionally, the Financial Times reported that Poppy's retail sales rose within the early of January 2025, further highlighting the brand's significant growth. This underscored how a well-executed social media strategy can lead to substantial business success. The one ad I can vividly remember is "The Future of Soda Is Now," which played on TV and YouTube all throughout 2024. It was so effective that I can't get their tagline out of my head of the single word, soda! To visualize more into how effective this campaign is, they use teaser short form videos on Instagram and Facebook of their new flavor cream soda in the spring of 2025. Or the very last example, their meme about the TikTok ban. By TikTok, at least we have blank, that became trendy in late January 2025, which further highlights their social listening skills and their pulse to stay on top of trends. I believe if you use these interchangeably, especially for B2C, business to consumer, you can have the golden ticket to success over time. Campaigns have become more impactful when you treat social media like an ecosystem. It's not just about the post of the day, it's how you treat each message and how it fits into the larger plan. How you keep showing up in different ways that feel consistent but also fresh. That's what makes social media marketing such a powerful tool. It builds momentum over time. That campaign just didn't rely on visuals, it relied on psychology. Poppy understood how to stay on top of the mind by using repetition, static branding, and user-generated content through influencers. You don't have to be a $1 million brand to do the same. Even a small creator can start applying these ideas today with the right content plan. Social media management can be so in-depth, but how do you know if you're doing it right? I've given you campaign examples, but again, you came across my content not knowing what social media is in the first place. So how do we apply it? That's where the concept of social media campaigns come into play. It's a strategic long-form planning of posting and engaging with content. Campaigns are just simply developed from content pillars. Now, I probably lost you just a little bit, but I promise this comes into full circle of what social media marketing is. When developing a campaign, you don't have to think about it. You have to think about it, what I want my audience to know about me, my brand, and the service I am providing. How do I go about how that's communicated? Well, that's where content pillars come into the conversation. Content pillars are the type of content you want to focus on in that week or overall in that campaign to mix up what you're posting. It helps you form a strategy for what you will communicate to your target audience. It's the foundation of what you will create around that post to beat the algorithm to get on top. It is the reason behind the strategy, the why. It typically follows within 5 of these categories when you're producing your campaign. For example, it can be what you're promoting, educating, what you want to engage on, How are you going to keep your users entertained? How do you tend to inspire your followers or your non-followers? Seems simple, right? This is the foundation of what goes into the campaign overall. It is a specific target way you use your messaging and content pillars on one or more social media platforms to gain traction over time. An excellent example of a social media campaign using content pillars is a fitness or nutrition brand. Their educational pillar can be how you eat guilt-free with healthy recipes on Pinterest and Instagram. It's great video content. You can promote a fitness studio class for your business. There's your graphics or your email marketing components right there. You can engage with other fitness creators and user-generated content creators on their fitness journey. The entertainment factor can be the behind-the-scenes look as a fitness instructor or fitness tutorials. Those are your community building components. The inspirational aspect of the strategy can be testimonials from clients. This can fall under handling media relations and how to build that trust within that plan. This campaign can be great for the following platforms: Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and TikTok. We just defined the overall campaign and the content pillars for one hypothetical brand. If you can break it down like that, then the options for your brand are limitless if you just stay ahead of the trends of social media. When you build out your campaign using content pillars, the next layer to think about is platform-specific strategy. Each social media platform has its own strengths, users' behavior, and content preferences. For example, Instagram favors strong visuals and reels. TikTok is a fast-paced and trend-driven. LinkedIn works well for educational or professional insights. And Pinterest thrives on infographics, tutorials, and blogs for that evergreen content. You don't have to be on all of them, but you do need to know how to tailor your content for the right audience on each. Therefore, this pretty much sums up what social media marketing is. It's the strategic way how to use platform-specific content to grow your reach. So by establishing clear content pillars, you can ensure that your social media content is consistent, focused, and aligns with your brand's values, social media, brand goals, and your desired audience. This is the framework not only simplifies content creation, but also enhances audience engagement and brand loyalty. Social media is like a code you have to hack. If you crack your strategy, stay consistent with your posting and branding, stay engaged with your audience, and use strong visual assets like strategic graphics, videos, and email newsletters, you'll see real growth tie into your goals. This is about being adaptable and sharp. It's not just jumping on every trend and understanding how to communicate. It's understanding how communication is evolving. That's what social media marketing is at its core: strategic, creative, and always moving. I'm stepping into this fully focused. I have one foot in the door all the way, and I'm super excited with the journey that I am building. If you're in this space too, I hope to hear from you and chime in. So definitely make sure to follow me on all my social platforms. And I hope to see you next week for another episode.